now it's time to check in with our onboard cameras. We've got 5 of them, including Joe Graff and the EatSleepRace.com onboard camera, scheduled to start 20th, but had some rear-end issues yesterday. He'll go to the back of the field. That'll be an interesting view.
We're also going to ride along with this Monster Energy Toyota for Riley Herbst. That is the ARCA coolers on board. He will be starting from the 17th spot, and he will share this ride with Joe Gribb's grandson, Ty, this season in the ARCA Menards Series.
Family connections all throughout the grid. Now we're checking in with Gus Dean, the General Tire on board. He starts 16th today. Gus looking to make a big-time move.
Also going to ride along with the 27 of Travis Braden. Travis is making his 3rd start here. Matrix Care comes on board in a bigger way this year. They're awfully excited to have him, and he will be starting from the 8th spot.
Braden oh so close to winning this event last year, and that 5th and final one belongs to the What the Health driver. What the Health on board, the 55 of Leilani Munter. What a great story she's been, a great female that is very eco-friendly, environmental friendly, loves raising money for her efforts, and she says she is done at the end of this race today. Cars making their way off of turn number 4 begin to enter the tri-oval, and in a moment the pace car will pull in and we will be set for 200 miles of racing here with the ARCA season kicking off. Another great year, their 67th season behind the leadership of Ron Drager. Christian Eckes drives a Toyota. Thad Moffitt drives a Chevrolet. Combined 36 years. But it is Eckes that paces the field. The green flag is out, and we are racing in the ARCA Menards Series and the Lucas Oil 200.
Great job by Thad Moffitt to get in between the 2 teammates, Eckes and Leilani.
And it is Eckes that leads the freight train into turn number 1. He will protect the yellow line. Talk to any racer. They say, yep, make them go around you if you can.
We talk about the teammates, Leilani Munter, Christian Eckes. There's also 2 other teammates for Venerated Motorsports. Harrison Burton and Michael Self also lined up right behind Leilani.
8-9 cars. It's a single freight train on the bottom right now. The draft's so very important. But look at the outside line now begin to make some momentum.
That's Tyler Dipple, the 52 car for Kenny Schrader, trying to make something happen on the outside. He has some help out there, too.
And across the stripe for lap number 1, Christian Eckes will lead it. You talk to some of the team owners. They say they're going to lay back, see how things play out with this weather. You talk to some of the higher funded teams, the teams with big-time power, and also teammates. If they can get hooked up, they want to go as hard and as fast as they can.
If I'm 18 years old, I want to be leading this race, just like Christian Eckes is.
Do they know any other way?
I don't think so. There's Natalie Decker right there, the 54. Remember, she was our pole sitter last year. Had a top 5 finish in this race. In a good spot right now.
There's Michael Self.
It's the green and white number
with the dinosaur on the hood.
He was number 15 last year. That's the number that Christian Eckes has. This year, Michael's in the number 25. Car looks much the same as it did last year, just a different number. Tyler Dipple is doing a pretty good job leading that outside line. You see how close he gets to the cars on the inside to try to side draft to kind of stall their momentum a little bit and propel that outside line. Gus Dean doing a good job as well, that black 32 right behind Tyler.
Cars that feature the 5-star composite body, gone away from the steel body cars from a couple of years ago. There's a little bump draft.
A little bump draft by Willie Mullins. Willie tries to get to the inside.
We got a car going in. Michael Self. Problems for the defending champion. Caution is out. So I believe Mullins also off of the pace. Cars that were running 6th and 8th. Didn't mean to interrupt, Phil.
That's all right. We see these guys bump drafting, trying to get an advantage. They were trying to keep that outside line, that inside line in the momentum, but sometimes that bump drafting goes bad. This looks like that might have been one of this situation.
Michael Self looking for that opportunity to defend that championship. Came in with high hopes, says he had a race car that could certainly get the job done. But now he's given Shannon Rush his entire crew something to think about. Can they get that car pieced back together, and will they have enough time to make a move now from the back of the pack?
A lot of damage. Let's see what happens. We saw Willie, a little bit of bump drafting, and he got to 25 of Self.
Oh, my.
Out of shape, and then when Michael came back down to the inside, Willie had already the momentum pushed his nose up into there and got into him, and around he went. There's certainly no intent there, but that's where see the little bit of a gap in front of the 25. Willie was trying to close that gap up by pushing Michael Self. It didn't work out. All 4 tires up off the ground. Great job by these 5-star bodies with the roof flaps deploying to keep that car on the ground.
That has got to be an unsettling feeling. Being turned, going backwards, having all 4 wheels. One more look at it.
See, Michael's right against the double yellow line, but this second or third bump is going to get him out of shape.
He's going to slide up, and that's all it takes.
Very fortunate that car stayed on the ground, but a lot of damage to that Sinclair car.
Let's take a look from the 18 car, Riley Herbst.
He's right behind the 54 Natalie Decker. Just barely backed out of the throttle there.
3 laps of 80 are in the books, and the defending champion, Michael Self, of the Sinclair 25. He's got problems with his Toyota after getting together with the 3 car of Willie Mullins. Back to Daytona in the Lucas Oil 200, driven by General Tire in a moment. Brought out by Willie Mullins and Michael Self. We check in now down pit side with Dylan.
Well, and Dave, they've got some pretty serious cosmetic damage. All of the low-hanging bodywork on that Michael Self machine took the brunt of the impact when he slid through the grass. It folded the front of the splitter all the way under the car. They've cut that off. It ripped the left front splitter completely off. That's gone. They were concerned about the right front bodywork being shoved back into the right front tire. They cut a brace off of that, hucked that over the wall, so that solved the vibration that Michael had. They're bringing him back down pit road just to monitor it and double-check things. It folded the left side skirt underneath the body as well. That's kind of the area of focus right now, that left front and the side skirt behind the left front, as they continue to monitor just the entire splitter area on this Michael Self machine. So crew chief Shannon Rush just told them they're going to have to manage now and get what they can with that damage. Kim?
Graff Jr. just came in. They were being extra careful because remember earlier in the weekend they had to replace the entire drive line. That's why despite qualifying 20th, he had to start from the rear of the field. So they were being extra careful. He came down just now, cut off the engine. They had a crew member crawling in on the right side window to check up under the windshield as well as in the dash area. Right now the team just making sure everything is A-OK for Joe Graff Jr. And then they took the time to top off as well as clean the grill when he made that stop.
Thank you very much, Kim. 1 to go now on the field as Michael Self is pushing their car back now to the garage area. Michael, one of those racers going full-time. All 20 races this year, said he wanted to defend that championship from last year, winning this race as respectfully as he could while keeping points in mind. That's a blow.
Yeah, on both instances for sure. But tough break. They'll rebound and they'll be strong the next race the ARCA Racing Series goes to in Pensacola, Florida.
Well, as I mentioned, it is a 20-race schedule. It features 8 races right here on the Fox family of broadcasts.
Here at Daytona, way to start off the year. So, you know, it's I love this series. I had an absolute blast here. I enjoyed every moment, every racetrack we went to. I had so much fun, learned so much.
When he said he enjoyed every moment, do you know he competed in every lap possible? First driver ever to do that? That's incredible.
Absolutely. Right now for Thad Moffitt, he's already been told that he needs to come to pit road to put that window net up. But right now he's very, very close to his pit window. These guys can go somewhere between 50 and 55 laps. So every lap that he stays out there, providing we don't get another caution flag, gets him closer to that window. So that may be why they're keeping him on the racetrack. But the ARCA officials at some point are going to say, hey, you're going to have to come in now.
They're not going to like that, and that's just a huge safety issue. And you know, luckily he's at the back of that group, and it is the safest part of that little breakaway. But it's just, it's dangerous. And so at some point they are going to mandate him come in, I would imagine, very shortly. Passed, and you know, we're excited for qualifying tomorrow. Hopefully we get some decent weather. It's been kind of hit and miss today, but you know, it's dry enough to be racing right now, so that's a good start.
I think if I'm these guys, Thad Moffitt's team, I'm going to fill that thing up with gas, put the window net, and not worry about tires right now, unless he slid the tires coming down pit road, because he may be able to stay on the lead lap if he's there quick enough.
And he is in his pit stall, so they're going to put that window net up and just try and get him back out there without losing as much time as they can here, trying to minimize the time lost. And a tough break for him as well as he was running here in the early going, but just going to try to get things buttoned back up there on the Thad Moffitt machine and send him back out onto the racetrack.
He's definitely going to lose a lap. The field goes by him right now. You see the winning net is up. Took him a bit of time to get that net up, but now he's going to have to rely on maybe this race going green for a little bit, or try to be in the free pass position if the caution flag were to come out.
Yeah, that is a tough break.
Yard school. She's a singer and actress, so a lot of talent in that family.
Yeah, we got a big wreck off of
Oh, big wreck.
That's Eric Caudell. A team that had an unbelievable amount of work getting that two-car put together. Eric crossing over 18 states in 10 days. The team had that car in 4 or 5 states in the days leading up. And now they've got a damaged race car that they'll put back on a hauler.
Was this a situation when he was trying to come to pit road? Did he make contact with another car, or maybe just get on the brakes? These guys don't really touch the brake that much, especially if you're running out in front of a pack. You get over here coming off turn 4 and find out, because you haven't had the brakes warmed up, that you have an issue.
Yeah,
this is going to be contact.
There you go.
That's going to be. I think
just
being
got
run
run
over.
into.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is a heavy, heavy impact.
Yeah.
No fault of his own, but just it's hard to see. You wave off, you try and do everything you can, but people really got to pay attention. And it's just hard. I mean, that was a hard hit.
Best news you can see right here.
Hit road.
Caudell crawling out under his own power. He is okay. So caution is out here on lap 42, and you can best believe that the pit stop strategy window, it is wide open. We will have all the details when we come back to Daytona. The front row. And then just a few moments ago, Eric Caudell got ran into from behind, nowhere to go but into the wall. The wall wins. Caudell, though, able to climb out of that two-car. A-OK. And that has opened up the pit window. The strategies, well, they're going to start developing new ones now because everyone's coming down pit road.
Yeah, and everyone can make it from here. Harrison Burton, you see at the bottom of your screen, the 20 car. He will win this battle off of pit road. Christian Eckes will come out second, Riley Herbst third, and Brett Holmes fourth.
What's happening to Gus Dean? He was leading coming in, now being scored in the 9th spot. This one a little deliberate. But you also got a lot of new teams, crew members, trying to get this thing gelling.
I think they had an issue of getting fuel on that car, it looked like, didn't it, Chris?
Definitely looks like. Had to go grab another can. Big delay there.
When we come back, though, under looming skies, past the halfway point, we will be back with concluding of the Lucas Oil Menards Series. Starting to get serious now, isn't it? It's go time here.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking when they didn't have to make green flag stops.
22 out of shape. That's Connor Hall out of Hampton, Virginia, who did a good job controlling that car.
That right rear, look at
the
JJ
big time
Pack.
damage. Yep, that's JJ Pack out of Haymarket, Virginia.
Also the 29, Derek Lancaster with a lot of damage as well. I wonder if that right rear tire went down on that 22. I was watching it.
What could have caused some of that? What a save!
Because he was doing a great job riding along, riding around the top 5. Marlowe Yachts on board.
One of the 13 drivers in the field making their first race here at Daytona in the ARCA division. That 61 car is tore up. Second race here at Daytona back in 2015, had an oil line come off, finished 36. Damage on a 36 car. That's Paul Williamson, his first ARCA race. So North Carolina native has stopped in need of assistance.
I wonder if all this was the aftermath after the 22 got out of shape, Connor Hall.
You see a slide like that, it's hard for everybody else to stay calm and not run into each other as well.
22 on the inside of the 28. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the Marlowe Yachts machine.
I'm thinking that right rear tire, you see the sparks
it happened
too.
quick, yep.
I think that right rear tire went down on that car. You see the left rear tire is up. Looks like the right rear is already down,
all
isn't
the
it?
The letters are gone. He was already going for a ride at that point. It looks like there's a little damage on the right rear quarter, like he might have gotten into somebody a little bit earlier, or someone might have gotten into him before that.
How about the job Grant Quinlan does in that 30 car to avoid him, as well as Gus Dean in the 32. Let's see if the aftermath, we see what, they're going to bunch up over there. JJ Pack moves to the outside and gets turned into the outside wall by Derek Lancaster in the 29. Nice job by Leilani Moonter getting out of the way, but they just run out of space right here. JJ Pack was trying to give him room, squeeze the 29 into the outside wall.
Never driven a race car, but I assume that is the tendency. Try to get away from that accident as quickly as you can.
You got to miss them first, right?
Try and be as aware as you can, but yes, you're trying to get up. You see that slide on the bottom. You know, chances are it usually comes back up for a short period of time. So, you know, everybody was being aware. It's just there was a car on the outside, and you know, you run into them, and it just hurt several people. I don't really know what happened to Paul Williamson. We didn't really get to see that.
Look from all of the onboards, Gustine, a moment ago. Leilani Mucher right there.
Leilani doing a great job avoiding that incident.
That slide, that is unreal to me. I mean, to be able to keep it
and that's at 180 some miles an hour,
right,
Chris.
And keep it out of all the other traffic and not get hit, not overcorrect. That's the hardest thing to do in that situation. He did a great job. He did a great job of keeping the wheel straight, making sure it spun down the inside. Now he gets to continue.
Now Paul Williamson is climbing out. Brand new General Tire on the right front. The JJ Pack. Can really see what it looks like there.
Now, Dave, who's going to have to fix that 61 car of JJ Pack?
Probably not JJ Pack.
Who put it together? Him and his wife, right?
That's right. A car they built in 6 months. They're expecting a child. His wife's 6.5 months pregnant. Probably going to feel the wrath of that. Derek Lancaster, the damage there. We are under caution here at Daytona International Speedway with just 30 laps to go here at the Lucas Oil 200, driven by General Tire. A big-time pileup has brought this race to a temporary stop. Decker, the end of the line in 7th. We're talking about a second. Brandon McReynolds is 2.3 seconds back as we've got one turned around. It's Thad Moffitt in the 46.
There was another car or two involved in that incident. Looks like Thad's going to get the worst of it.
That coming off of turn 4, it looks like perhaps the 11 was involved.
Yeah, Jason White possibly involved in the situation.
So a couple of first-time Daytona racers getting together here. It'll change everything now with 9 to go. See if we can figure out what happened. 46 running along by himself, gets a little wiggly.
That looks like a tire.
Looks like maybe a right rear tire. At least
maybe it smells like a tire, right? Without the General Tire profile.
Right rear tire was down on that car, and the 11 of Jason White came along with nowhere to go, ran into the outside wall trying to avoid him. But another right rear tire issue here for Thad Moffitt.
Just along for the ride at that point.
Yeah.
Did a really good job saving it as long as he did.
And there was Jason just trying to keep from running into Thad and ran into the outside wall. But what a tough break for Thad Moffitt, who did a nice job.
Reaction from back in the pits. So Thad Moffitt will not do what Uncle Adam did, winning his first ARCA race, something that Lee Petty did, winning the first Daytona, or excuse me, yes, Lee Petty, the first Daytona 500. But you can tell this kid's going to be a racer.
Yeah, great effort, though, by Thad Moffitt and that entire Empire Motorsports team. I'm sure he's really disappointed, but I think he did well for himself here.
The goal was 4 fenders on the car, top 10 or better. He was perilously close.
Fortunately, when you have something like that happen, you know, you take the good out of the day, and you take what you were able to do. You know, really, that's 2 things that have happened to them in this race that are very uncharacteristic. With the window net coming down earlier on and being back in the position they were in, you know, it really should have had a better day, and it's just small things keep going on.
You know the lineage of Thad Moffitt. This is Jason White, the Sun Peaks British Columbia native, who is a speed skier for the Canadian national team back in the day. Said it took his race car 15 years to go faster than he went on skis. Now he's just going to try to get back out and join the ARCA Menards field here as we are under caution with 8 to go at Daytona.
Series.
Word from ARCA officials telling them to split up now. They did briefly.
So hard to call that because all you have to do is give an inch and hit him again and give an inch.
You can keep bumping, you just can't lock on.
Can't stay hooked up.
They've done
Reynolds to 4th.
They're pushing the envelope there, though.
They are driving those things, too. They are out of shape. They are making headway.
This is going to get interesting. Inside of 2 to go. Hold on. Here we go.
Another situation where the pushing went wrong.
They were being so aggressive, and it was working. It really was. It's just such a fine line. And with these cars, when the bumpers don't match up perfect, they lift. And as soon as it lifts up, and you don't give them time to correct it, you just run into bad situations, and that's unfortunate. They were coming, man.
They were coming in a big-time way, but stopped on the backstretch. Brandon McReynolds in the 28, Gus Dean in the 32, Leilani Munter. Does she have a little bit of damage there in that 55 car? What the health driver hanging it up at the end of this one. After an 18-race ARCA career, she dabbled in other motorsports as well.
See Brandon with the winning net down. You can see him moving around inside the car.
Look at the helmet with his godfather, Davey Allison, taped all over it.
Tough break, but
what is that moment like, though, in the car? You're coming, you know you're in this thing, you are amped up, and suddenly the dream is over.
That hurts. I promise that one hurts right there. But, you know, to never really be at the front of the pack the whole race, you know, had a little bit of strategy, stay out of trouble early on, and come when it's right time, and they were doing it, and it just didn't quite work out. I mean, it's all you can do to go up there and push, and that's how you have to do it. And they were making moves that we haven't seen anybody make all race long, and just, you know, one wrong move at just barely the wrong time, and it just creates a ride like that.
Remember, Brandon had heartbreak here once before.
Oh,
he was leading this race coming off turn 4 in 2012.
Yep.
I mean, between turn 4 and the tri-oval, he was leading the race, ran out of fuel, and didn't get the win. He won later that year at Talladega, but going to be another heartbreak for Brandon right here. Good news for Brandon is he gets to race again tomorrow night at New Smyrna in the K&N East Series.
Let's see what came first. Well, a lot of things happened at the exact right time.
Just bumping. Todd Gilliland's trying to help Brandon McReynolds. He wasn't trying to turn him around. He was trying to help him. And unfortunately, Brett Holmes, who did an outstanding job running in the 3rd position all day long, and he ends up getting taken out as well.
There's what we were talking about. Getting close. I'm not saying locking bumpers, but I'm saying a little shoving going on.
You can see a gap just a little bit and come back and get that impact. Well, it's also hard because when you do that, it also creates that moment where it lifts the back tires off the ground a little bit.
Gilliland able to get through this, by the way, now being scored in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Natalie Decker also. Grant Quinlan getting by.
Sean Core.
Hard contact there between the 32 of Gus Dean and the 28 of Brandon. See the 32 on the outside. He might have got a little bit of a bump as well. And then he made contact with the 28. He had already gotten to the outside wall after a little bit of contact as they were trying to avoid that incident.
Gus Dean carrying our General Tire on board. You ride along with him.
That's the driver's view, though, right there. You were seeing the back of a spoiler. You have no clue anything's going on until you hear it on the radio. By the time they can communicate that and tell you need to be checking up, a lot of times it is too late. You're already wrecking or you're already running in the back of somebody. So, yeah, not much different you can do in those situations.
On board with What the Health onboard camera, Leilani Munter.
She sees the smoke.
Did an excellent job getting through it.
I think she might have had a little bit of contact. Looked like the 52 of Tyler Dipple was the closest car to her. They made a little bit of contact after they got through the incident.
I believe it might have cut a tire down. It sounded like she had a tire hitting the crush panels in there as well.
Yeah.
Might have been why she did lose it at the very end.
So we are now scoring 3 laps to go, and the drama just continues to go. Red line on the tag. Who will win the Lucas Oil 200? Can Burton hold on, or will the other 18-year-old steal his thunder, or will somebody else win today in Daytona?
Looking at the 20 of Harrison Burton, I believe that tear-off has gone off that grill.
Gone,
so.
yep.
Replaced by grass.
Oh, issues for Dave Mater the third, and the 63 looks like a right front tire down on that car. Ran through some of the debris from that accident. Probably before the guys had a chance to clean the racetrack.
Drivers involved in the incident, Brandon McReynolds as well as Gus Dean, have been cleared from the infield care center. Paul Williamson, that was involved earlier in a yellow flag, has also been cleared. Dylan?
What?
The next time by, they will see the green and white together. Overtime will decide the final lap here of the Lucas Oil 200, driven by General Tire. And as it comes out, it does so with Harrison Burton getting a nice jump.
Look at the side drafting by Christian Eckes. How about that push by Todd Gilliland, the black car pushing Harrison Burton.
The inside road definitely driving away from the field, but there's still over 2 miles to settle this one.
What a great job by Todd Gillen. But are they too far out there, Chris?
You know,
they're going to have some momentum when they get there.
That top line looks to be making some headway.
Into turn 3. 2 corners and a tri-oval to go to see if an 18-year-old can win a 200-mile race. Gilliland looks outside.
Yes, Eckes lined up behind him.
And it's going to be a drag race to the finish line, and it will be the 18-year-old picking up his 3rd ever ARCA win, but none bigger than the Daytona 200. Driven by General Tire, pushed by his mother. How about that Lucas Oil 200 winner getting the job done?
He doesn't want to back off.
Probably making sure that was the checkered flag.
Yeah. What a great job, though, by his teammate in the Truck Series, Todd Gillen, giving him that push on that restart.
That's what made it. They got the good jump. They hooked together, pushed him outside of the 15 car, and basically they had it to themselves all the way to the start-finish line.
You saw the emotion of a mother, Kim, nervous energy now. I guarantee there's going to be some tears flowing around.
Billy has a little bit different look on his face than he did.
He does as well.
3 minutes ago, doesn't he?
I think everybody now can take that big breath in. Okay. We just witnessed a little history here. His dad picked up a win here at Daytona during the summer months. And now his 18-year-old son with a window net down comes by the start-finish line and knows he has won the Lucas Oil 200 driven by General Tire. And normally you don't want your 18-year-old to have too much fun with the car. Do you think Venturini's will give him an exception to the rule here?
I would say this might be.
Burton holds on, and that is one proud mom, Kim, as we'll head down to Victory Lane at Daytona International Speedway when we come back to the Lucas Oil 200. It is time for some celebration as the ARCA Menards Series Lucas Oil 200, driven by General Tire, has been won by 18-year-old Harrison Burton out of Huntersville, North Carolina. Dave Reef along with Phil Parsons in the booth. Chris, you were only going to hang out for a little while, but you got so engaged in this race, you hung out with us.
It's a good race. I was happy to be here. I appreciate y'all letting me stay around a little bit longer.
Take a look at that helmet.
Yeah, a little throwback.
Little throwback.
Jeff.
Yep. Classy kid. Kid gave the kid a flag. I guess you could say that, right? Well, let's get down to Kim right now as the celebration continues here in Daytona.
Thanks, guys. Todd Gillen's going to have to settle for second place, just short of the win. You lined up, though, behind Harrison Burton. What more did you need in the closing laps?
I don't know. I thought I had him there. You know, always being the pusher, and I knew I thought we could clear the outside lane. And then I thought I could stay more hooked up to him, but I just couldn't. I was wide open the whole time. But just an amazing race car. Got to thank Frontline Enterprises, Toyota, everyone at DGR, Crosley Racing. That thing was incredible. Like I said, I could go anywhere I wanted and help the whole lane. So nothing else you could do. That's what we wanted, and I learned a lot. So happy for my teammate there, Harrison Burton on the truck side. Wish we could have beat him. You know, a lot of guys can race at Daytona, but very few win here. So hopefully we're racing here for a lot longer and pick up multiple wins. But still learned a lot. Wish we could have won though.
Guys, a great job by Young and Todd Gilliland. He'll come in second here at Daytona International Speedway.
Gave the classic answer when I asked what's the plan. He says win, came up one spot short. How does that feel as you take a look at the Lucas Oil 200 unofficial results at the bottom of your screen?
He did a great job. You know, from start to finish, he had an excellent race. He put himself in position there at the end. You heard him. He thought he had him where he wanted him, and it just didn't work out. You know, it's hard to run around and be in the field. There's more draft, but once you get up to that front and that fresh air, just not able to make that move he thought he was going to be able to on Harrison Burton. So, you know, Burton able to get that first win here at Daytona. What an awesome feeling.
Let's go back down to Kim.
Here with Christian Eckes, who will be fourth-place finisher at Daytona, though, lined up alongside Harrison Burton. Walk us through those last few laps. What more did you need from the car or the drivers who were pushing you?
Yeah, I mean, we just needed a little bit of a better push there at the end. It's a little unfortunate. I thought we had a better car than Harrison, but that's just how speedway racing is. And I can't thank these guys enough. They worked their tails off on this thing, and we got really good from the test. And yeah, I mean, as far as championship-wise, it's good. We got some bonus points with the pole and leading the lap, and fourth place is still respectable. But obviously we wanted to win there, but just needed a little bit more.
Despite not winning, still a great finish for Christian Eckes and this team, in which will be a championship run throughout the ARCA Menards season.
Christian coming out of Middletown, New York. Anytime you can work in bandoleros in, that's what he started in, was in the bandolero category. You definitely have to work that in. The 20 car begins to make its way toward victory lane. We hope to hear from Harrison Burton very quickly. Our next telecast here for the ARCA Menards Series on FS1 will be the General Tire 200. All that action coming in a third race of the season out in Talladega at the Super Speedway. You can catch the coverage Friday, April 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern here on FS1. Well, if there's one place that you want to be at Daytona International Speedway, it is Victory Lane. And the 18-year-old Harrison Burton has made it there, as has Dylan Welch.
And what a drive it was for Harrison Burton, making his Super Speedway debut. And Mom Kim leaning in. Dad Jeff is down here as well. We talked about Jeff's success here. And the helmet coming off for Harrison as he gets ready to celebrate his first win at the World Center of Racing. And here he comes. Harrison Burton, a winner at Daytona. And the congratulations from all the crew. And Big Bill coming in as well to offer his congratulations. You ready? You ready? And the traditional kiss as well. And Harrison, as a Super Speedway rookie, and a hug for Mom Kim as well. As a Super Speedway rookie, Harrison, as a Super Speedway rookie, what's going through your head on that last restart? You know you've got Gilliland behind you who's been pushing like crazy to get to the front.
That made me feel good, really. I knew that I wanted Gilliland behind me. He's my teammate in the trucks, and we work good together, so that was good. Good to have him. We worked good with my teammate Christian Eckes all day, and I lost my voice. I was screaming and yelling for a long time, so that's so cool, man. I don't even know where that ranks in my life. It's just crazy. I can't even put into words how much the people that helped me have done. Dex Imaging has been with me since I was 12 years old, racing late models, and now we put him in victory lane in Daytona. That's pretty cool. And Toyota, Safe Light Auto Glass, and more in buildings and the rest of them. Venturini Motorsports.
And why did it take you so long to drive for Venturini?
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, so man, I'm pumped. This is cool. I'm ready to get more of this.
Well, the wait was worth it to join Venturini.